Good evening. We are a little bit late today. Why do I hear myself? Hold on a sec. Awkward. I was pulling up my Twitch list because I was trying to find who did follow because I did get a couple follows while I was off. So give me just a moment here. Twitch's interface is absolutely abhorrent. Okay, followers list. Found it. We did actually get someone following. Benzo, thank you for following over the break between then and now. Welcome on in, Lawson. Looks like you're going to be on Janny duty until you actually start live streaming. Hopefully the title actually pressures you into starting up a stream, huh? And let me also make sure that this is only capturing my proper window. It is now. So I did actually manage to get Twitch to send me the affiliate email today. I thought it was going to be at least another stream for now, but it looks like they decided I'm going to get affiliate today. So I had to do all the fun stuff like fill out a bunch of paperwork, and by a bunch I mean I think some people were overestimating how much paperwork I'd have to do. But let's just go down the quick list here. We have Benzo, Butthole Jenkins, Jimmy 1303, Neddington Ganks, Strombaum, Exactly, Vorpal Bun Bun, Unmanned Commander V, who's banned from this channel, A Smug Boy, Goidhub, Matuznik, Borkhardt, Bacardisan, Torbach, Exporto, Sid, Sesam, Mart Gamer 1, Muscatator, Celine Star Dragon, Ghost Rider 1099, Tactical Toaster TV, Great Talon, Jaskul 220, Edgy Grill at Unity, Sizganny, Siphon Dex, Lev, Anu Laser, Happy Moon Monkey, Phoenix Blue, Acrylog, Mice and Clyde, James Smith, I don't even know who you are, but apparently you followed, Bernardo 7, Orbito Jeffo, Radical, Argolex, Edgy Grill, Rain Goff, Red Phoenix Cast, Justice CEO, Wolfman Wolf, Zorba Dundee, It's Bandwidth, Eldwin, Cal for All Seasons, Reno Solus, Doggy R6, Just a Nice Guy, my own channel for the API, Nosebleed, Rumble Spooks, Neurofault, Lawson, The Yagi, Gino Guerin, Chaotic Fox, Liddy are you? Thank you so much for believing me enough to give me almost 60 follows. It's really great, because it means Twitch considers me a real streamer now. At least enough that there's cool things I can do. People can give me funny little triangles for money, and well, I think the triangles are going to be used for TTS for now, because I don't really have any incentives for bits or points. This all just hit me today, because I was thinking about preparing for all this stuff to get set up for affiliate, launch a Discord server, and clean up the channel just a little bit, and just get a general idea on how the affiliate rollout's gonna be, and then Twitch just hits me with, "Hey, congratulations, welcome to affiliate." I went, "Oh shit." So that's basically what happened. So I had to get that sorted out and then set up a Discord server, and the Discord server was being an absolute pain, and I had a lot of fun with Dino being a goober, but I think it should hopefully work. It's probably gonna mass ping like everybody here in a second, but if I set it up right, I set it up right. If I didn't, then I'm just gonna have to sort it out later and hope I get it right next time. Regardless, we're gonna go ahead and undeafen here in a sec, because Lawson over here is apparently going to be co-streaming with me tonight. He's gonna be playing Beam NG, and I'm gonna be finishing up the IPA logo, so Lawson might have a little bit of background noise of his own stream, and we'll just kind of do a little bit of separate things while Lawson gives me guidance on what he wants done with this logo. Hi.
Who the hell is Cromelon?
Banned from Elite Dangerous. Banned for all the cheats. Every single one of them. Okay, so the first thing I did want to do here was actually fix this, because after sitting on this for last night, I figured out that I did not like the sizing on this. Really? So I have the line, I have that, so I'm gonna do this. Create a new group for those two. Just shove them in.
Okay, I clicked the funny button.
You did? Are you streaming Elite or are you streaming Beam tonight?
Card game. I'm not streaming Elite. What even is Elite Dangerous?
That's real. It's pretty real. Let's see if I can keep it centered. I don't know why Slobs is complaining so much about dropped frames. There's literally nothing that should be dropping about this. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be even on like one side because of this stupid Empire logo. Okay. Almost.
Funny server is up.
Funny server. We are live by the way, so don't quote any funny numbers. Else you might get pizzas.
Yeah, I already have all that set up to be not a problem. I've already joined the server and I'll have this different screen up if I ever do have to leave the server.
Pizza. So this is kind of a pain because the left side of the Imperial logo does not want to fit in with the FDL.
He said, do you mind doing me a favor and opening up my stream?
Yeah, let me log into Twitch.
I just need to make sure it looks better on the screen than on my OBS browser. New game, new issues.
Real! Just like the other night where I had nothing but BeamNG issues and it was literally the port number being awful. It was awful.
Always new issue. Always new day, new problems.
Real.
Just yell when you have the stream open. I'll switch it real quick.
Alright, I gotta get through these.
Why
No
is this
problem.
not
Row.
grabbing? There we go. So I need to re-retrieve this.
Jeez, Twitch.
We love Twitch.
Also, I talked to Steph about bread, and now all I have in my YouTube recommendations is bread stuff. And like, I can't eat bread, so I'm really mad.
I can't wait until you can eat bread because the first thing I'm going to do is introduce you to that chicken place.
Ooh, a chicken place.
I was told I can go there as long as I don't eat the bread.
Bruh.
What chicken place?
There's a chicken place that does, really, really good chicken sandwiches. And Lawson can't eat bread.
Badge. 35 seconds starting on my.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to transition and just tell me if it's 0 frames or not.
20 frames.
Is that smooth?
Yeah, I mean, it does look like you're dropping a frame here and there, but it's not.
I've dropped no frames, but it's just... I can turn the quality down.
But
So-
it's not like 0 frame viewing.
How about that?
Yeah.
Was it stuttery?
So,
There's,
earlier...
like, it's like an occasional stutter.
Earlier when you said put the FDL behind the lenses, did you mean like intersecting the rings or did you mean like entirely behind the
I wasn't
lenses?
100% sure. You could either do it all the way behind or intersecting the rings might be interesting.
I think intersecting the rings kind of looks interesting. So let me try shoving it entirely behind the lenses. It does not look right behind the lenses. So I think we're just gonna put it intersecting rings.
Alright, my GPU is much happier with those settings, Sid.
Awesome.
And I'm going to duplicate, merge, hide these, and I'm gonna go fetch a color from my references. That's... why don't I even have this still? Ha! So we're gonna try and see how this looks with yellow. Cause me curious.
I love the way this car sounds, too.
What is it, the Vivas? That little hatchback thing?
Yeah.
The yellow that you used on the Empire, the first IPA logo, is gonna have to be duller.
No problem.
I think we're probably gonna go with more of a gold, because right now it looks really contrasty. I'll just sit on this for a minute. Just work on the actual rings. Wait, I have lines going on out here? Really? Why do I even have this set up the way it is? Just gonna hold on to that and shove that into another layer. This though I do want to kind of break apart. So this is the poop ring.
Are you building one, Sid? You're definitely building one.
I am building one.
43 on the turbo.
That's a sweet spot.
It's just, that's what I can give it.
Can you sit? Cool. So I'm gonna work on the outside first.
No, that was a little hot on that turn.
Just take a look at what's going on here. So it looks like it's a little bit of a gradient on this side. And then there's all of a sudden a shadow, so I'll need to make sure there's a shadow cast over here.
Do you have the audio on, Sid? It's kind of awesome.
Oh, on your stream?
Yeah. I blew this turn too. So don't speak and drive, I guess.
Brunch.
Don't speak and drive.
Say something real quick, Lawson.
Skill issue.
Real!
I can't.
Oh, you know what? There, I don't have the audio track set up. 1 second.
It's just shrimply an issue skill.
Now it should be on there.
I still can't hear you talk.
On my stream,
Yeah.
my mic is not working, is it?
Nope.
Hey, Lawson having slobs problems too.
Okay, Twitch just, OBS just said my mic is not a thing. Here, now it's working. Sorry, OBS, but when I say my mic is my mic, you shouldn't say that my mic is my mic for until I tell you it's a different mic.
Now your mic's working.
Yes, now I should be speaking.
It's my favorite. So it was doing that to me too with Spotify. Didn't want to work. Where's clipping mask? Wait, what? Why didn't I do it? Bruh. There we go. That's what I wanted. Up inheritance. Then to be consistent, we're just gonna do this.
You just can't turn if you're on the brakes. That was the weird part. You have to be off the brakes or on the power if you want like optimal steering.
That makes sense.
Snap time for the lizard. He's still upset that I
Close the
turned
window.
off. Yeah, he's really upset about it. He was not very happy, but I'm not gonna deal with a office. It's like at 100 degrees. He can complain all he wants, but it's not gonna happen. And the last one is kind of gonna be this interesting violet.
You know, I really should have your screen up on my screen because it's hidden behind OBS right now.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea.
You know, Spa's just the best track.
Mm-hmm. Spa is a really, really great track. I love it on Gran Turismo.
I used mostly played on F1 games, but now we're here. The race pigeon. Get the race pigeon out.
The race pigeon.
I'm on the wrong side of the car and I'm offended by this.
Is that really not as dark as I thought it'd be? Just gonna use this color instead.
Okay, it doesn't have grip, but it does have brakes.
It does have brakes. As Matuz would say, how about you break some bitches?
Both simultaneously banned from Twitch.
Yeah. I mean, that one isn't really too egregious though, I don't think.
It only goes 100 miles an hour. I need my funny engines.
Bad.
It also actually feels like a well-sized track. Like the stock beam ones all feel small.
They really do.
Not too sure about that.
Like if you get much over 80 at any point on some of the stock beam tracks, you just crash.
We're just gonna delete that speed limiter.
The most optional module.
Most optional indeed.
I have to smooth this. It'll be fine. I don't want it to be that size.
Yeah, then the pigeons on a race car, that's for sure.
The pigeon.
So we'll send it off with a bang.
Poor thing. Can't believe you'd do that to it. Oops. Oopsie. Oh, fuck's sake. Can't believe how dumb I am, dude.
You know, it's been a minute since I've tried any actual race cars in the game.
Oh, any of the actual like race versions?
Of like their, yeah. I'll try this one again. It's like this is the first car I drove and I never liked it.
Real in real life? Fake.
I remember why too.
You remember why you're fake. I can't believe it. Austin just admitted it. He's fake.
Fake news.
Oh, that's why it's a two-wheel drive car. What's going on, Kill Softly? Gonna switch configs real quick. Race.
Race. Me over here trying to finish up this goober paint. Why is that shoving white on this? It shouldn't
I'm doing
be.
fine. How are you? I probably can, yeah.
I guess I know why. That's totally my fault.
You know, it probably would be a good idea if I wasn't running this engine about 2,000 RPM too fast.
That's fine. It'll be fine.
Not on these engine settings.
Just a little bit of a money shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a problem. I goobered it. I forgot that when you use the funny, tool.
Sid, the stupid, hatchback drives better. And yeah, I plan to build some. I had planned to build some cars here shortly.
That should be fixed. Just a little bit of goobering. Nothing happened today.
Gotta grab this. Nope, I did. That was the wrong button.
Which wheels did you go with on yours?
One second, let me find out. It's it's like the Bruckle race wheel.
I just wanted to know the size.
.20 by 11 Bruckle race rear wheel with the 305/35 R20 race tires. The rally version of this car is awesome too. The low gear. Drifting because we have to, not because we want to.
What, are you driving a Robin or something?
No, the rally version of this car has no grip on track. It's like really good on dirt, but not on track.
That reminds me, Forza actually, I'm pretty sure released their new expansion recently too. I think the only other person that has Forza is Jaskell.
So Crown Vic.
Based.
Yes, let's build a car sitting right in the middle of this turn.
Yes. It happens on real racetracks all the time.
They actually already have a cop version, but we'll make it special.
Yeah, it's really crazy about the cop versions of Crown Vics. A bunch of them were all key-to-like. Which is, like, the craziest thing to me. Like, I can't imagine that. Like, you give your entire department, like, all these cars, right? And they're supposed to be nice cars. And then you just give everybody the same key.
Oh, you love to see it.
That's my favorite bit of cybersecurity fact today. Even though it's not really cyber, it's physical, but I digress.
I hate cars with automatic transmissions in the game because I want to press the buttons.
I think the problem I have with automatic transmissions in games is that they're just awful.
True.
The automatic transmissions in BeamNG are decent. The old cars, the automatic shift is awful as they do in real life.
Yeah, I plan to modify it here in a minute. I was just testing the stock version.
Is it suck? I think I'm slowly getting
I mean, it will do donuts.
Donut.
You mean the car?
Hey! Holy shit! Thank you for subscribing, Ringoff. You're my first subscriber. Can you believe that? I think you already had subscriber for default as a mod, didn't you? I can't... You know what? I can't tell. I'm, like, totally new to this whole... the way Twitch interacts thing, but... Really?
We'll just leave all of this stock because
Huh. I thought you were.
this is what we want. 6.9 liter V8. Yes, please.
I guess it's because you were always asleep when I was streaming or something. Wow. I thought you were? I have to mess with those settings after I'm done tonight.
That's a funny button I'll save for later.
Just on servers, yeah.
I had subs, then I decided to take a break from streaming for like a month. Because I was like doing things every Friday.
Is that my fault?
Maybe it might be your fault. It's the lizard's fault. Blame it on the lizard.
I don't want to blame the lizard. He's so adorable.
That's not what I wanted.
Well, too bad, so sad.
Although it looked and sounded really cool.
So yeah, as my prediction was, I was asleep, by the way. Like, very, very much. And then I just randomly woke up at, like, I don't know, 1 o'clock?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
At like 2?
That probably works out, because I'm, like, a weirdo that doesn't wake up at normal times, apparently. Blame the lizard. I can't believe you're blaming the lizard. You can't blame him.
Drift steering on the cop car? That sounds awesome. Put a little more tire on it.
So the rings are not going to be, they're not going to be perfectly parallel.
Sounds like a skill issue.
I mean, painting rings is hard. It's hard. Because I had to split it up into like 3 different sections and having to like slowly blend in the sections together, because the one thing I do hate about the way Elite does rings is it's like, oh yeah, well the rings, yeah, they're just
Absolutely.
perfectly split. No, they're not. Goober game. So instead
Holy
you get blended.
What did you do, Sid?
Hit 43 psi in this.
It's awesome. I know.
I'm actually surprised a couple of the... Do I have lurk set up? I don't even know what lurk is, if that sounds
I don't
stupid.
know what it is either.
Like, I see people use it, and I don't know what it does. And I don't know if I have it set up. If I don't, message me later and I'll get to it, but... Yeah, does anyone know what lurk does? I do have the Slav spot into my channel, but I don't know if it does everything I need it to.
Just a couple more settings on this.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I could turn it like purple. That'd be really cool.
I like that button. I like that button. The limited slip diff? No. I don't think that's saved.
Car likes to drift a little bit too much.
What? Do you have a 4-wheel drive on it?
I have all-wheel drive, yeah.
There are some things you have to do.
That's kind of cool.
Some things.
That will be funny at some point.
I think I'll just stick with this color. Hey, welcome in, Nosebleed. How you been doing tonight? We have a little bit of a split stream. Lawson's doing his own thing,
Yes,
and I'm doing
yes,
mine.
we do.
Don't blame me.
See what happens if I do that. A little too much.
I need to work on the suspension a little bit on it.
Also, the Dinobot didn't update. So I don't know if it's gonna ping correctly. So I guess I'll test that later next time I go live. Playing Cold Waters? I've not heard of that. What's it about?
Alright, let's work on this.
Well, that rear camber seemed a bit odd at first. 15 degrees of rear camber.
Yeah, that's just the tires spinning if it hits 230 like that.
Poor tires.
Bitnik.
Wait, Bitnik real? Bitnik real?
Bitnik.
Is it actually Bitnik?
It says so.
Bitnik! Bitnik's real! In real life, Team Bitnik.
I wonder if that front rear brake bias isn't messing with me either.
That's the car I did the most tuning on. Whatever I did to it, it was really happy. Click this button and
Did you have to mess with the springs at all?
on this car or that car. That car I did touch the springs on the race version. Yeah, I stiffened them up.
I would like that to add back here, thank you.
I think I'll stiffen the.
A little more tuning.
I can hear your siren.
Woo! Woo! I think what I'm gonna do is this, and then I'll grab a different color like this one, and do this. No, that doesn't work. What about this color? It's a little lighter. I think I should have restarted my PC after I updated stuff in Slobs. Because Slobs keeps complaining about dropped frames, but I'm not doing anything intense, so I don't know what it's crying about.
I gotta go AFK for just a second.
Don't come back.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
It's interesting, this car.
Hashtag Team Bitnik.
Bitnik is the best for sure.
I can't believe Bitnik's here. And Bitnik isn't watching me. That's so horrible. I can't believe it. I don't know what my tablet's catching on. I don't know if it's the nib going bad or if it's my tablet catching on, like, dust and making upset sounds.
Yes, Nosebleed does have both streams going. You know, this would be better if it was 4-wheel drive. That would be my biggest thing. Like, I know this isn't going to say, actually, I'll just save it.
It's over, dude.
Type that funny button in. Break my entire stream clicking that button.
What button did you click?
The save. It exits out of, like, borderless mode. Oh, this is getting really loud, sorry. Yeah, I should have committed to that earlier. But like in terms of 4-wheel drive drift cars, I like them way more.
Why is this color not showing up very well?
Was not prepared for that turn.
Cat's making angry sounds. Also, I cannot see this. I need to change the color for this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change it into teal? It's teal.
Attempts at convincing myself I'm in charge of this car.
So just do that.
I am not.
Because I'm having a fun time here getting this color to show up. Oh, that's way too bright, dude. That's also way too bright. This is awful.
Oh, I couldn't get it to snap out of it.
How's this color look? Even more bright? Pushing the blue. There we go. That's the color I was looking for. And I'll just blend these two together. And should be fine. Should, in theory. I think that'll work out better too. Cool. Right, let's get back on to Ring A2. Now that I can actually see what's going on.
I want to try that again.
Oh, that's a problem. See Daisy. My bad.
I mean, it went better that time. I just didn't make the exit of that straight.
Cool. Now everything should be honky-dory. Wait a second. I'm painting on the wrong stinking layer.
Do a lap around spa with the city bus.
Is it the rocket bus?
I'm gonna use the rocket bus. I haven't modded it yet. Some guy named Sid just made a big mistake.
Some guy named Sid. Dude, rip that guy. What a goober. You should go send him to the Great Rebuy.
Oh, he's still attached to me. Hold on, let's back
Wow.
up and take a better run at him.
You know, it's kind of funny that, the Great Rebuy in the sky has taken off as a term people use.
Wasn't that one you came up with?
Oh, I can't remember if I can even be credited that one.
Yeah, Sid's not doing so well now.
I don't like the way this looks on the edge. So I think what I might do is, not that. Not that, come on. Do a little bit of, sphere theory. And we just do a little bit of funky wonky. And nobody saw that, right? Right?
There we go. Now Sid's definitely done.
Nobody saw any of that, right? Nobody
And
saw
so is the first half of my bus.
extra cursed nonsense that just happened? Yeah, nobody saw that. Didn't happen.
You know, I can do one better. Let's get the cannon out.
Yeah, it's probably really cursed what I just did, but we're just gonna roll with it. When engaging in graphic design on that front, we call it spear theory. We just grab the expand tool and do weird stuff that we're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, we broke Sid, and I think Sid might be back soon.
He's gone. I might retone this just a little. So I'm not liking the way it's kind of a weird soft pink over here. I think this pink needs to be more pronounced. So I'm wondering if I could grab it. Do this to it. Oh yeah, that's a lot better.
Try this thing. I've never actually tried this truck.
Then we're just gonna reblend in the middle. It should be fine. Goodness. Okay, that is not what I wanted. I don't want it to be a bajillion pixels big, but I do want it to be big. So I'm gonna blend these two.
You know, I'm somewhat confused by this truck now.
Cool. And I want to see if this will work out. So... No? It doesn't do anything. What if I hit this with it? So it doesn't do anything unless I have opacity. Okay, so...
That's what I like about this thing, though. It just gets to full speed. We do a little diff locking.
No, what if I do this?
The engine's no longer happy at us.
It's kind of hard to see, but...
I have returned. Pee pee poo poo.
I've never seen an oil overheating warning before. That must mean I'm doing something right.
Yep. Any machine becomes a smoke machine if you operate it wrong enough.
There we go. Now the engine's locked up.
If you operate it wrong enough.
Well, so I did spins till it got unhappy at me with the thermals.
Spin. Wait a
think
sec.
I might have to.
So for some reason it's purple over here.
If you ever want to swap to like Utah or something, so just let me know.
Alright, I'm trying to get this thing to handle better.
Right, that car. That's like my favorite car in the game.
The one
After the unicorn.
the one I'm driving.
Yeah, in terms of cars I've built that I actually like. The race version of this car is up there. You know what? We'll do the even better thing. Let's grab a... Yeah, let's haul a couch around.
Haul a couch? What? Just beam and G things?
Just beam and G things.
Okay.
Well, I can put a trailer on my rally car, so why wouldn't I?
It's valid. Okay, so I need to figure out how to get this to stop being goober.
That went beautifully.
Still live really, really like spin happy.
Spin.
Said you had to stiffen the springs a little bit.
I can just run on my settings list.
That would be awesome.
Springs, 60,000, 6,000, 16,000, 70,000. I didn't actually change the spring height either. Are you on the race springs, though?
Yes. So what'd you have it?
For front suspension, it's 60,000, 6,000, 16,000, and 70,000.
That's very
60,000,
specific.
6,000. 16,000. 70,000 and
0 on spring height.
okay. And what about rear?
40, 4, 10, 120. I did a lot of tuning to the gears and the drive ratios, though.
Not getting the effect I want. How is...
Oh, it kicked me out of the menu without saving the tunes. Alright, DM me the settings real quick
That
What was
might
that?
work.
for the suspension.
You need the settings again?
Yeah, it yeeted me out without saving them.
All right, 66, 1670 for the front.
Oh, it did it again. $70, and then 40. Four, 10,
120.
Okay. And did you have to play around with the tire pressure?
I don't think I actually did. You are on the race wheels, correct?
Yes.
30 psi. No offset.
Now I'm starting to get what I'm looking for. Jeez. I had this idea in my head. I'm having a hard time getting it to happen. The paint. So I want it to be a little bit rough here. Give it the effect of there being rings. But it makes it look a bit painted too. Cool.
That's an interesting sound, Sid.
What's that?
Your car.
What did my car do?
I swapped over to it and it sounded really weird.
Rumble Books, thank you for subscribing. You actually shouldn't need to if you're a mod, but I'm wondering if all my mod settings got goobered because you should be a mod. Mods need a sub, really? I thought they didn't.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of really silly.
You know, Chrome, I could just hand you a $5 bill instead.
Yeah, just...
Then Twitch doesn't take 266 or something of it.
That's okay, it just incentivizes me to get, what, like 20 more people to sub somehow? Wong A2. Just hide that for now. Actually, no, I'm just gonna leave it. Wait, can you
Just need to help it a little bit. There we go.
Go over.
Okay, a little too far. Trailer's all the way over here.
This is so silly. Mods that you sub, we don't get the free subs. I don't see ads though, I'm just upset I couldn't be your first sub. Yeah, unfortunately, Winged Goth beat you to it. I think it's pretty funny Winged Goth beat you to it.
Is there like a way to reset your camera? That's a good question.
I just click in my right stick and it does.
But like the actual center point of the camera, like I still have this trailer in there. It's weird.
That's weird. Okay, that's why. So, I'm working on... Well, that's not darkening either. So it's darkening over here. But not even an hour, yeah. Windgoff literally came in and just hit the assist. Dude was not messing around. So door from what is that? I can't even pronounce that. Oh, is that the one that Colo was playing? Okay, yeah. The one where the developer came and was just like, you know, most people don't figure this out. That's not bad, yeah. Might check that out as live stream content. Actually, I'm surprised I haven't streamed RimWorld. RimWorld is always really good stream bait. Yeah, it's kind of a puzzle. Because I did watch her play for a bit, and it looks like it's just something you kind of... It's almost like a puzzle game, kind of.
Crunch.
Also, I'll have to, like, review your perms in the other Discord server, but... I'll take care of that after the stream. Yeah, that's valid. I had one of those moments where I ate a salad and I was like, why am I still hungry? I don't know why.
Figured out the best way to launch this.
Just send it.
Pretty much. Bounce it off the red limiter until you get full boost and then just let it rip.
I grabbed the wrong node again. Oh, the engine isn't in the truck anymore.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if these rings are gonna turn out in the way I want them to. I'm having a really hard time getting what I'm wanting out of them.
I mean, they look pretty okay. Your outer ring might be a touch dark.
I'm following what the reference is. Because it's kind of a dark teal, or dark violet.
Yeah.
And it's also like a deep violet by over here, and kind of a soft, deep magenta, and then this inner ring I interpreted as kind of a dark blue, but...
I just put that roll cage to use.
Yeah, I guess I'm having a hard time today. The painting. I'm sure it'll work out. Like, I'm sure everybody will be like, oh, it's great, and I'm gonna be sitting here as an artist like, ha ha, I hate it!
Real.
Poor Sid over here. Do you ever just, like, you get halfway through making something, Sid, and then you realize you hate what you've done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many songs, like, never got past 2/3 finished because of that.
I am so sorry.
I just
Like
realized there's like an infinite health button, Sid. Turn on force field.
Like, I'm kind of feeling that right now. I want this to actually get scratches in it, but it's not cooperating with me, and I don't know why. Maybe I need to bring over other colors, I don't know. It's just not working out.
Oh, okay.
I could probably try to get this to color out by dragging this color over. Just kind of scratching it in.
That is not a very good turn into that. But I will save it and work on it later.
No! Oh. I will look at that in a minute. Did you know that pops up over every single other window? Yeah, well, it won't because I'm not a goober. I have my slobs set up correctly. That was the first thing Gino beat into my head. Fix your slobs correctly because there have been times people have had awkward moments on live stream. So I'm just gonna try and force a color in. So I might do this. No, it's not gonna work either. Dude, come on.
Oops, that's us falling over.
So why is it specifically here that doesn't want to color out? Is it because it's not wanting to darken? No, it definitely is there. Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do now. Grab my funny
Don't hit the
weird
nitrous
brush.
button.
Just go back at it again. Had something to do with that second layer being weird. I'm abusing this brush.
Abuse it more.
Yeah. I am abusing my pen as well. My pen is not happy what I'm doing. Actually, I think I need to dip the pen itself into an alcohol bath to clean up the sensor.
No crunch.
Abuse it like it owes you money. Yeah. I mean... wasn't exactly a cheap tablet, but I mean, like, it's also not as expensive as some of the other tablets people have.
And the way I am with tools at work, it's either gonna do what I want it to, or it's gonna break in the process.
Real!
Nope, I couldn't save it.
It's gonna be the nicest Intuos you can get without getting into a Cintiq, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I got into Intuos. Because I actually haven't had too many problems with the... like this tablet driver-wise, which is really surprising. Because normally tablet drivers are a bear and a half. Yeah, I bet. Oh, for crying out loud. Dude. So I want to check this with... what was it, Darken? No, it was... Addition.
Raj.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, that's
Look
what
at
it's
try
gonna
and
be.
overtake me.
I think that's what it's gonna be. Cool. Wrong layer goober.
Spawn Reverse would probably be a super awesome track too.
Oh yeah.
Brand new Cintiqs start at 1600. Oh my god. No, I don't think I want one. I don't do enough art to justify that. But I bet the drivers absolutely work every time without fail. There's a $3 intro model. I mean, it's kind of like the Photoshop model, where they get you on that trial of, you know, they just don't persecute you for doing things that I can't talk about on Twitch with the actual software, but then they get you by making it professional, making it so you can only use Photoshop.
I just got wrecked.
Apple and Samsung step up even to MS Surface tablets.
I mean, I got like a Photoshop ad on your stream, just trying to load into it.
Oh, are you serious? Get wrecked, dude. That's actually really funny because I'm not even using Photoshop, I'm using Krita. So, get wrecked, kid. LOL. This is really funny. I mentioned Photoshop and you get an ad for Photoshop. Like, at least my track record, when it comes to Wacom, their pins themselves are great. Like, my old bamboo pin was basically indestructible. It was the tablet itself that gave out before the pin, and the pin was dropped, nibbed down onto surfaces. Like, a lot. More times than I want to tell. The tablet literally died before the pin. Which is why I wanted it to be wireless this time. Okay, I think the ring is starting to actually look the way I want it. It's kind of starting to emulate the coloring style of, fuck! Literally the new Zelda game coming out. It's starting to emulate that a little bit, where it has a lot of... It looks like individual brush strokes. Even though it's really not, it's just me cheating, but... Like, it looks like there was a lot of individual brushstrokes here. Even though it's just me literally going over with a tool on top of the actual layer and just... butchering it. I don't know if it's starting to come together though. Like, this side I like the way this side looks, except for here. This side looks a little bit goobery, and I might re-hit that, the tool here. Just try and get a stripe. There we go. Be really nice if I could get this stuff to unspot itself too. So I wonder... I think it's this layer. Just gonna go back in. Just try to unspot it a little. Blend more of the layers so that way it doesn't look like weird egg. But it looks more like rocks again.
Cut my car in half.
Spot looks bad. come back over
Why did
here.
we just get 2 tires launched at me, Sid?
Scrape it.
Funny things happen when your engine lives off 75 psi of boost.
Wait, I'm sorry. How much?
75
What'd you do to it?
diesel.
Oh, okay. That's valid. Yeah. That makes sense. I was about to say, that's ultra cursed for gasoline.
My dyno chart's peaking at like 1,600 pound-feet of torque.
Alright, I think this is the way it's gonna be set up over here.
So this is now pretty fun.
Okay. Yeah, it's almost kind of got the Breath of the Wild paintery look to it. I think it needs a little bit more blending over here in this section.
Sid, are you seeing this on your screen?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Oh, do you have it like held by one of the nodes?
Yeah, I'm doing donuts held over to the node. We have a rumble on my stream as well.
I mean, he is a spook. He's a rumbly spook. Cool. I think we're gonna go with this. It kinda looks ugly, although it also kinda works. I'm so confused. Like, I'm really confused right now. Is that a wink off that just popped in?
Yeah,
I got it
we
working
do.
for Chroma too the other day. It was a port issue.
Okay, so I'm gonna export this real quick, Lawson. So I think you need to see it full screen like I am. Like, the style does work together because the planet itself also is kind of painted, so it kind of does blend together, and the ring's kind of a little bit of a different style, but it almost works, actually. Just gonna post it in the live voice text channel. Also, I need to go through and find... Okay, fix that. You should be able to see it now, Rumble. The actual full-size image.
I'll have to give you all the mods, Rumble, like I did Chroma, so you don't have to install them off Sid's internet.
I could probably just give them to him with a jump drive.
True. Will be faster, for sure. Forgot I had your server at the top of my list.
My internet shouldn't be that bad.
It took me an hour to install it the first time. I mean, we did get we did cut it down by over a gig, so.
I wonder if that doesn't have anything to do with having to go through 2 separate internet connections.
It doesn't look bad, Chroma.
It really kind of does work, doesn't it? Like, I don't know how it does, but it does. Like, I think the rings kind of look a little ugly. I'm not sure if that's a color problem or the way I was going at it, but shrunk down it looks cohesive, so... Like, it's the same style. at least, so I didn't screw that part up. And now I need to add in kind of a weird inky spot. Now I have to do that to the poop ring. I have to do all of that to the poop ring now. No. I mean, the poop ring at least is gonna be easier because it's a solid object, but still. The poop ring doesn't have to do near as much blending, so at least it'll be a little bit more fun. It'd be a little bit more fun if I could actually not be a dum-dum, though. So it's coming from here, kind of. So I'll just hit that. Just blend it.
So Lawson, I've decided that unless like I'm in a situation where I absolutely must reliably be able to do DPS, I'm just gonna like deal with it and suck in my 3-2 until I don't suck anymore.
Flat
Oh
IPA.
no. Wait, you're actually trying to fly 3-2?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
I mean, in all fairness, I'm a musician. I'm used to beating my head against the wall until my hands do what I want them to.
Still. Oh, piss. Still, I'm sorry, dude. 3-2 is not fun. I hate 3-2 so much.
I can't stand it.
Like, I know I'm not the only one out there who's just like, man, screw 3-2, but screw 3-2. Brave and controversial statement. So controversial, so brave.
I would like to give fixed multis a try. Fixed multis sounds fun.
They're fun, but they're also not competitively viable.
Yeah, I know fixed multis are mid.
Like, they're kind of really C tier. Like, on a good day, they're C tier. And the only reason why some commanders like Eva and Mass Tech can make them work out is because they're both really good at the game.
Aeroblast came at the wrong time.
Actually, Eva's just really good at using, like, boost scooping to range control, and that's why she can make them work. Which does make her a good pilot. I mean, that's basically saying, yeah, she's good at range control, which tracks, but... Okay. And then what if I copy you? Hey, what if I rename you? There we go. Poop ring. Now we have a poop ring. And it overlays on the other poop ring.
The way this
Now you made me want to get my thing out, Sid.
What thing?
The diesel.
Oh, the funny.
The funny!
Do you want to go to Utah for the funnies?
We could go to Utah. This thing is broken though because it doesn't have a billion horsepower.
Hmm.
Still, when you get to 75 psi without the funny, it is pretty hilarious.
But yeah, if you want to go to Utah, I can take a short break and hit this button.
Yeah.
Hit the funny button.
Hold on, I'll leave the server.
Yeah, don't come back.
No, I'm gonna come back.
Banned! Banned!
But yeah,
Jenny!
Utah, a little bit of rock crawling action.
Jenny! Jenny! Jenny!
No you, no you.
Jenny! Jenny the Jenny! So wait a second, if there's who's watching the Watchmen, who's Janny the Janny?
The Janny. This Jannying the Janny. Who Janny the Janny?
I don't like this.
There's layers.
I don't like this dude.
Also, Chroma, I think if I give you coordinator, you can legitimately ban everybody from the server.
Wait, what?
I think if I give you coordinator, you'll be able to ban everybody from the server.
Wait, could I ban
Except for me.
Zaz?
I think you'll be able to ban everybody if I give you coordinator.
That'd be really funny if I could. Be back banning Zaz. Goodbye, Zaz. Zaz is kill.
Alright. Should we back up?
Attempts at not doxing Sid on stream.
I mean, his name is Sid, right?
Maybe,
Right.
Technically.
Dude, Sid, I can't believe your real name is Sid. That's crazy, dude.
Believe it either.
And his last name is the bassist.
Yes.
Exactly! Listen here,
And he
Zinwu,
lives
if you're
where
watching.
42069 is.
Listen here, Zinwu, if you're watching still.
Also, 420 day, it's almost no longer 420.
No.
Yeah, Zenwu, my name is really Sid.
Just staring at some garbage cans, and I log into the server. Do a little rock crawling.
Good
Rock.
luck. Good
Rock!
luck getting,
Rock.
good luck getting pizza delivered to me.
What's that like, guys?
Never in my life have I ever been like happy that I can't get pizza delivered to my home.
So that thing you sent me yesterday, Lawson, I really wonder. I really wonder what was up that.
I sent you a lot of things yesterday. Which one?
The one where you couldn't get an answer out of what the goober was doing. And by the goober, I mean everybody's favorite goober. To the point where you asked somebody else. Be like, what the dog doing?
Yeah, the other person didn't want to respond, though.
Yeah. What the dog doing now?
Also said I missed my traction.
The funny traction.
The
Like, this thing used to
goober.
have enough traction to fold itself into, well, a pile of metal.
Did the latest update and hotfix break that mod?
What mod?
The update went and undid your funnies.
It basically resets the config folder.
Hmm.
Like, with the three times traction, I would have just been able to walk up these hills.
No, I don't like that either. It's not gonna show up there.
Already failed.
That was not as controlled as I wanted it to be. That was not as controlled at all as I wanted it to be.
Hmm.
All right, now we're in the canyon.
Nosebleed said no way.
No way.
No way! That's no good. Actually, I'm kind of surprised some Sonic the Hedgehog memes haven't taken off.
We did not need that drive shaft.
Optional module.
Everything's an optional module if you, think about it.
Pretty much.
Take the wires out of your wireless device.
Rip them out. Wires in your wireless device. Rip them out.
Make it truly wireless.
Rip them out. Wires in my wireless device is more likely than you think.
They're lying to us.
Government drones also have, wireless wires in them. And by government drones, I mean birds. Everybody knows birds don't exist.
Fun fact, a wireless wire is just a wire without the wire.
Yeah, birds aren't real.
Birds are not real. Okay, I think this is what I'm gonna go with. This end.
Yeah, that didn't end well.
It's not really gonna stand out super much, but
Another drive shaft explosion.
didn't need it. Optional. Cool. Alright, and now let's do this with the middle piece here and get this. No! That's not what I wanted. Wait. I could do that. I could create a space between the two rings. That would be cool. I'll stick with this. Make it invisible. Okay, now we can get rid of all the reference layers, I think. Just kind of hide them. Well, there is one more thing I do have to do. Okay.
I find new things on this map every time I play it.
Why is my wireless device? Rip them out.
That's sketchy. I didn't know that was there.
What is?
I found a hole in the ground.
Oh.
Thank you, Coral, for the follow. And yes, I do enjoy this game too. The turnout on the stream's actually been better than I thought it would be.
See, you just have to have a little bit of faith. Just a little bit. I need to make you play Sea of Thieves, Lawson. Make you play funny pirate game.
Funny pirate game.
The funny pirate game!
Funny pirate game that people complain about being pirated in.
Oh yeah, I
I like when
mean...
people complain about being ganked in BeamNG Drive.
Wait, you can get ganked in BeamNG?
Yeah, you can go to public multiplayer server and like if it's at a racetrack, people will try to be all serious and like drive around the track like they should, quote unquote. And people drive in reverse around it in a ram bus and like ram them.
Yeah,
Like,
we just switched from
absolute
Spa
bad.
to Utah.
That's hilarious. Huh.
Where's this hole in the ground?
Why are these lines all goobered?
Oh no. Crunch.
I fucked something up.
You know, getting the car to do center access donuts is really hard.
Liars.
I know. I now respect Ken Block's driving even more than I already did.
I know, right?
Because if I can't do it in a video game,
Let me see if that one off-road car I like can do it.
Wires in my wireless device is more likely than you think.
The off-road ramp, I can't. I've done it in the past.
Why is that doing that? Dude, what just got scuffed on this? I am so confused.
No, the unicorn is not an off-road car.
Badge.
Dude, what got messed up on
But we'll
this?
do it anyway.
I am so confused. What happened?
Who needs traction when you have 1,400 horsepower and 2 turbos?
Exactly. 1400 horsepower fixes everything. Who needs traction when your car sounds like that? Like, seriously.
I'm trying to... This is just an Xbox controller. I'm trying to remember where I put the tunnels.
That's almost what I use. I use a PS4 controller.
No, I think that'll work.
I actually overjumped in the unicorn.
I saw you jump.
I missed the window. What speed was that, though?
The one for wires.
No, I need to go a little faster.
Wires. My wireless device. Cool. Yeah, it's beautiful. Even has a little shadow and everything now.
Bonk.
Oh, yo, Lawson. 50
Yep.
FTL intersecting the rings and the rings having just a little bit of transparency.
Huh, yeah.
I accidentally created something.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep clearing this, so I actually need to go slower than I am.
Actually, I want to fetch the direct color from IPA real quick.
There we go.
I'm just gonna fetch these colors real quick.
Here, I'll do it in a actual rally car too.
And then create a new layer. Spot it on, and we'll just fetch this, drag it over here. Thank you, Mastodon, for being my, my person who became a screenshot for me while I'm working on this. Oh, hey, Cal, welcome on in. Hi, Commander. Jeez, I need to get you added to the stream bot. I only opened Twitch on a whim this evening. Yeah, tonight's kind of a... It's just trying to celebrate the fact that I apparently woke up to being affiliate. I was expecting it to be another couple streams from now, but... apparently Twitch decided I am a real streamer now, so...
Real.
You know, I don't know if I underjumped or overjumped that. I can't tell. Did I hit the ground then the roof, or the roof then the ground?
Yeah, right?
Ground.
Twitch woke up today and said, "You're a real streamer now." I think I found the yellow, Lawson. It's kind of the, it's coordinator yellow instead of whatever the weird yellow was on the original logo.
There. Oh my god, I crashed at the exit, but that's as clean as I'll ever do that.
And I think I'll do something real quick here to give it a line. Where is normal? There it is. Is that normal?
The drift cam setting is really nice for tearing down dirt roads.
It really is, yeah. Just if you want to be in first-person view, it's amazing.
But yeah, if you want to set that up, that I wouldn't really complain. Like, at least it might be random traffic who wants to see random art streams, and I guess, God, what even do I stream?
Random
Destiny?
art streams.
Destiny when Destiny's not being a broken piece of shit? Destiny be super bad for that lately?
You know, you guys didn't skull react to my last Twitch stream when I played Elite Dangerous Chroma, and I'm upset.
Oh fuck, I didn't. Sorry, dude. Sorry, I'll get right on that. And can I even spell, dude? So I think following that previous idea, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to try and color. Thank you. And I'm just gonna try and do the thing we talked about yesterday. We'll see how that works out. I think it'll look good. And I'll grab this. And we'll just... Yo. Health I wasn't dumb.
No.
What'd you do?
I am now installed into the canyon.
Oh.
I forgot the cliff with all the water below it is in here.
Maybe... I think... Maybe here. Is where it needs to be. And then by doing this... Normal. Black. Opacity 100, and we'll cut the line thickness back. And we have this as a result. Get rid of this. Yo, paste onto the reference. Paste into the reference folder. Set into the folder. Where you belong. Trash. Yeah, I think that's gonna be that part. Okay, this is when I go and export this.
You know, this doesn't look quite as much like a road as they said it was going to be on the map.
Where have you been deceived? Hoodwinked, bamboozled even.
Okay, Lawson, I'm gonna dump what I have right now into the voice text. It's the live voice text, by the way. I'm not sure about the Empire logo being that far up on the actual shape, but
You remember? So in the you want to know why the FTL flipped in the badges?
to make it less bottom heavy.
Because the top of the bottom of the FTL is so much wider.
Yeah.
There's a Toyota logo.
It's not a Toyota logo.
It's an FDL with a Toyota in it.
Oh, hey, there is an FDL for Toyota in it. Well, I mean, okay, so the reason why it's inverted is because the Empire SVG is shaped like that. Like, if the Empire SVG was shaped backwards, I'd still flip it down as well. Like, it's more balanced vertically, but it's most of its weight is up towards the top and there's nothing on the bottom. So... I mean, that's just a problem with the stupid FDL shape.
Did you just call the FDL stupid?
Yes, I did. It's stupid.
What was the line about cope?
I'm gonna ban you. Cal says, congrats, you're now part of the stream ping. Imperial logo and not a cutter silhouette. Well, it is the IPA logo. Oh! That's what I could put in! I could put in the letters IPA!
Welcome in, Errol.
I'm a genius!
It's all good. I didn't make your stream today. I was busy doing work.
Okay, what is this layer? Nothing. Does nothing. Okay, how's your lurk? Bringing back to binging Sabrina on Netflix. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Cal. You know, there's actually another commander that probably wouldn't mind having the stream ping added on if you had a moment. In fact, let me go check first before I go yammering. Yeah. Yeah, let me know if you're still there, Cal. Okay, yeah. I'll shoot you DM then. Give me a sec.
What were you doing on your stream today, Errol?
Cool. How am I going to do this?
Did you shoot it until it died? I mean, that works too, but... I broke it, Sid.
Broke it? Oh no.
Are you looking at my stream, Sid?
Oh no.
Stuck. Insert the you can't park there meme.
Hey, Lawson. What's
Yeah.
the... I just had a really awful idea. You know how I downloaded the spear font?
Oh no.
What if we use the spear font as the IPA font?
But like not stretched by 40%.
But like not stretched, because it's actually a nice looking font when it's not goober stretched.
I see.
I mean, it is a public use font, so...
Actually, there's also... So, actually... I could either be a troll and use the spear font, or we could use another one that looks really good. Actually, that's the same font we used on the Rebuy logo. You can't have that. You can't have my Rebuy font. Sorry. There's definitely a little bit of tomfoolery happening here. uh, just a small amount of tomfoolery. Gonna make the font bigger. Hold on a sec. About 244. And center line you. Drop. That's not gonna fit in the circle. I can already tell. So I'll drop it down to 180, I think.
What even are guide rails for?
Guide rails. Who needs guide rails?
Especially when you jump them.
That font is god-awful. I'm being told this font is horrible. Also, can somebody who's like a Twitch pro explain what the hell is lurking and what the difference between lurking and just not
Aaron, go for it.
commenting is?
What is lurking? Because I don't know either.
Cal just said he added you to stream ping as well, so
I'm watching your stream, so yes, I thank you, Cal.
Hopefully you'll get some cool traffic.
It's time for a car swap again.
I do like this font though. This one.
It's not bad. It really isn't.
The one I use for the IPA logo is so good. I love it. That's an awful font. That will not work. I mean, I put a slightly mean message about Lawson being Imperial scum. That's not nice.
Empire
That is
Might.
horrible. I need to find a font that will work out for... Because there's kind of... What is this gonna look like? I'm just curious. That is awful typefacing. That would look really good on, like,
okay.
maybe anything different. This is a horrible font as well. It looks like just a bunch of ones. Oh, that's something. Could go with Eurocaps. Except Eurocaps does not look good as a title font.
No, it does not.
Looks good in videos though. That's the rebuy font. Oh, this looks horrible, I can tell. Yeah. Actually, it doesn't look horrible if you consider Empire, but it's not capitalizing the I, which is horrible. I kind of unironically like the way this looks. Except the I looks like a J.
The J.
The J! What the hell? That's not even a font. That's just sticks. Alright, Cal. Well, enjoy watching your Sabrina. And enjoy your lurk. Cal explains that apparently it means keeping your stream open and giving it a view, just not actively watching it. So I'm
That works for
guessing,
me.
yeah, like that kind of makes sense, based on kind of how I watch streams a lot, but at least I know there's a couple channels I've seen on Twitch that have an exclamation point lurk, and I don't know what that's about, but... Well, I can't give you attention, you just walked away, silly. And he's gonna go scream in the background.
There was a car installed vertically into something there.
Yeah, that'd be my car installed as a bumper on the end of the guardrail.
Movie poster. Yeah, that's awful. Yeah, that's definitely the Tarzan font.
Let's come see if it works, Sid.
See if what works.
What? That almost works as a font if it wasn't in permanent italics, dude. What? Okay, so I found a couple that are kind of reasonable.
I cut your car in half.
So this one? Was it this one?
I'm still
It was
driving,
this
Sid.
one.
Your car was cut in half on mine.
Hey Lawson,
Oh,
do you
now
have
it's in
any
half.
recommendations on font? Because I'm kind of stumped.
Spear font or rebuy font?
Spear font or rebuy fonts? We're about to use the same font on 2 logos.
They're good fonts. What's wrong with that?
They are good fonts. I think if everybody saw the Spear font, though, they would be like, oh my god, it's literally the Spear font.
It's not stretched by 40%. It's not spear font if it's not stretched. It's
That
just
is true.
Venus Rising.
It's just Venus Rising. So let me pull it as one of my recent.
So I'm driving the back half of my car while it's not attached.
Rebuy font. Okay, so let me flip through all these options. So the rebuy font.
It's spinning.
It's this one.
Hey Lawson, I figured out center axis donuts.
There's a Spear font.
Well, the problem is I was trying to enter into one in like a space 2 times the size of the car.
Oh.
Yeah, that would, like they're easy to get into in the Unicorn. Just it takes a little bit of space. Well, I'm not skilled enough to do it yet.
I don't know, I'm almost leaning on the ethnocentric font. Like, almost, except for that stupid fucking A.
Triangle.
It literally is just a triangle, but the... Man, the rebuy font does look good. And then this one is just ones. 1, 1, 1. You can't unsee it.
Ooh, I have an idea for font if we're talking about triangle. Ooh, yeah. That one.
You're also saying the Spear font?
The one that makes the A all triangular looking. I like that one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So we have a vote for the ethnocentric, a vote for the rebuy one, and also a vote for the Spear one.
Bonk.
I don't know which one looks best.
The answer is export all of them and see how they look.
Yeah. Well, that looks pretty good bolded. And another quick question, should I just go IPA with no spaces, or should I put in dots? Or space it out? Right?
I'm not
I
sure
think
on
the
that.
dots.
Because I could also do this. And it'll naturally space it out without putting goober dots in it. kind of depends on the font too, because the font I use for rebuy looks best with the dots. Ethocentric looks like garbage with it. The spear font actually looks good without dots and just spaced out.
Yeah, it does.
So I think what I'm gonna do is...
3-wheel drifting.
That's not center. Bro. That's not center.
That
Why-
isn't center.
That isn't center. Why is it lying? Why you lie? Bro. Why? Why you lie? Actually, it is, because the A is so fucking long.
Huh.
This is the problem I had with the rebuy logo, too. Because I had to, like, shift the lettering over. But that A is so fucking long that it... If you center this part so that way it makes it look center, the A cuts off the edge. Thanks, I hate it. That's center, I think.
Alright, it's time to build something dumb. It's that time of the day.
Time to build something dumb.
A covet. And it's only going to have 2 wheels. Yes, it's only going to have 2 wheels. I've decided.
Only 2 wheels.
Yeah, we're just only the front 2 because it's a front wheel drive.
I think you can.
We could
put,
do
like,
mid-engine. No, we'll do front engine. What does mid-engine look like? It's kind of cool, but front engine.
Smooth this guy along. Scoot it. Oh, see, now it wants to be... What? Huh. Okay.
This stripped down off-road Sunburst, I think the model of it is
Yeah.
actually one of my favorite cars to drive in this game. It's just really fun.
And I'm gonna end up liking this thing so much that I want to put 4 wheels on it, and I'm not going to. I'm not changing this. Back to USDM. Underglow lights, yes please, red. Beam navigator.
Beam.
Brake line lock. We want a front wheel line lock.
It just like ramped off your hood.
Yes, you did.
That was amazing.
Turbo series front bumper. Okay, that one's pretty cool.
Hmm.
1 second.
While sending your seconds up. We'll go with that.
I don't need that. Or that.
Okay, let's finish this up. Rally lights? Yes.
Rally. Yes.
Rally lights.
Rally means instant good.
Says rally, yes.
Actually, yeah, I'm agreeing with Sid right now. I think the funky A.
Funky A.
The funky A.
Yeah, the funky A is what makes it stand out. The P actually fits too.
Yeah, it really kind of does all fit together. Let me export it out real quick.
Well, if 2 liter is the highest we're allowed to go to, we'll go to 2 liter. I guess.
Bum-bum.
Stage 3 performance long block, of course.
All the performance.
Hi.
Stock intake? No. Turbocharger? Yes. I like turbo sounds.
I think that's it. I think that's the finished. Unless I want to really do a little bit of funkiness, like
is there
vacuum.
an outline on the FDL?
Yes, it is a small outline.
I wonder for like Discord logo size if it would look better with a thicker outline.
Maybe? So there was like one last thing I was thinking about. This is what I was talking about, kind of like making a splatty logo last night. Because you know how there's a little bit of the weird stuff going on with the Plague logo, but it's all encased with the triangle.
Yeah.
My dumb idea. If I could find it. We'll just make this sucker huge. Just like legit. Just create some like dumb thing going on in the background. But it'd be like blue. Kind of like this blue. What?
That's sick.
It's an idea? I'm not really too sold on it.
An idea. Yeah, we should do that, I think.
An idea, yeah. So like, let's just make this an ultra massive brush. Also, let's hide you.
Sid, I'm putting the big wheels on. The 26 by 9.5s.
Wonderful. Do them.
Just two of them, though. Wait, why'd I click turbo?
Only two.
Yeah, I've taken the rear suspension out. Just make it a two-wheel car.
I think you can get skis for the rear of it.
Maybe.
And like that's kind of an idea I had, but I think the color would be more light blue.
Do you need like an ultra high res Balence's backdrop image?
I kind of don't want to use game assets. But I wasn't thinking like, we just use a hard backdrop, we just create one. But we create like a loose one like this, but I also don't think this would look good if you export it into like a video.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. Let me go paste this logo onto a server. Actually, funnily enough, I have a server right here I could paste that logo onto, don't I? Crazy.
Maybe.
Let's shrink
Empty.
that to 1000 by 1000 and crazy. Also, why is this canvas freaking wrong, dude? I'm upset.
Do a little bit of tuning. $8,600, why not? Click that button too.
Whoops.
The bunnies.
My only complaint about it right now is the awful wheels.
Yeah, the wheels are pretty gaudy.
Like they don't work. Ooh, why would anybody ever put these on their car? We're gonna go down to 2011 gold, or we can even put the unicorn wheels on it. Yeah, we'll go with the 2011 Kudai. So much better. Don't say that.
Yes, do.
I already took 2 wheels off Rumble.
Apply the resize. And let's go to server settings and just apply this stupid logo and see what it looks like. Crazy like a fox. It kind of looks good as a Discord logo.
You are correct, it does.
Oh no. Oh no, that looks good, but I do agree that the
FTL might need to be double as thick.
yeah. How am I gonna do that? So I think if I thicken the FTL out,
you copy and paste the FDL, but you make it slightly smaller, so you scale it down like 3%.
If only I made a vector like a normal person, dude. Yes, get what you're saying. You're suggesting something totally forbidden.
But it would work.
Do not recite the forbidden words to me, which I was there when they were written. So why is it not doing it up here? That really makes me mad! No! Why are you like this? Why can't you be normal? Why can't you be normal? So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tear this apart. I'm gonna make it mad. I'm gonna do evil things to this.
You know, Sid, why do we put the other 2 tires on the car? We only need the front 2.
Tires are an optional module.
Exactly.
But I am curious if this thing will still be cool and good with 4 tires.
I can't believe I'm having to do this. I hate this so much. I hate this so much.
That thing sounds really mean, Sid.
The car that I'm driving?
Yeah, from this far away.
I don't want to talk about what I've done to this poor image. Alright.
Chroma breaking every rule right now.
I don't like it. I don't like what I'm doing. I really, really don't like what I'm doing. It's really upsetting to me that I'm doing this. Actually, that kind of looks good, double layered.
It does.
Alas. Oh, no way it did that. Okay. Uh... Oh, there's definitely some BS I'm gonna have to fill in. Fuck!
Chroma said the funny word.
Yo! Yo! Come on! Stop screwing around! Oh, it's because I'm dumb.
These wheels are still way too big for this car.
Wait, did somebody complain about me saying the funny word?
No.
Okay. Good. So we're gonna poop into Cheerios.
This might have been the jump that was spoken about earlier. And now I want to do it. He said I found a ramp.
Ooh.
Life will not be complete until that'll look much better, I think. But the Eagles clipping possibly.
Okay, let's go ahead and try this again, and grab the stupid logo, and then manually resize it again. And grab the image. Zoop. I love art.
I almost made it.
Time to try again.
Wait, what? That's not the center. Oh.
I hit the ramp again.
Hooray!
Do I need to unlock my diffs?
I hate art. Alright. Move the image, new icon.
I think it's all the better this little guy can do. Is just bonk right nose first.
I bet you I clear it better in my rally car than I do this thing.
Alright, look at it now.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It needed to be a lot thicker.
Yeah, it did.
For the Discord logo, at least.
I mean, it also looks just fine. Normally. Like, I think I misjudged how thick the border just outright needed to be, but even normal sized, it looks correct with the thicker border. In fact, I'm pretty close to not even resizing the Imperial logo either, because I think...
Sid.
I think that's fine, but there's only one problem. And do you see the problem?
No.
The text and the FDL merge together when you're looking at them.
On the Discord logo, I can see the P separately from the FTL.
Sure, but looking at it as a big logo, you can't. And it makes me want to... Yeah, the IPA is actually center. And the reason why it looks off-center is because the A is so long. Because if we grab this and just create a line, it's center.
Oh my god, Sid. You have to jump from the other side, jump down.
Wait. Really? Hold on.
Alright, let me get up there.
See, it's center. Like, it looks off-center because of the stupid A. I think they need to be separate, because otherwise I tried looking at it when it's not separated out, and it just looks weird. Like, I think the problem is that the P doesn't look center with the rest of it because the A is such a big letter and the I is such a small letter, and I blame this font. I blame this font so hard. But yeah, like, for example, if I grab this and merge it together, it looks weird because the kerning on the A and the P don't work.
You'll need to hit that like 30 miles an hour.
Like, maybe if I put a space between the I and the P, but... Yeah, but that's a lot of work. Is it though? Is it? Is there wonderful chicken gonna be my savior for doing this if I go through the trouble? Really? You're gonna go get chicken right now and save me?
At like 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock at night? Oh my god, it's 11 o'clock.
See? See? He said he's not going to. Awful. I will try this and see if it fixes the...
I actually landed at Sid.
I landed it too.
You just hit it at 50 miles an hour.
That was like a perfect landing.
Time to find out what speed we need to go up it at.
Like, probably about like 60, I think.
I overjumped at 60. So is it 50 up, 50 down?
Maybe.
Is there such thing as half space? Like, this is dumb. If I could half space the I and move it this much closer without having to
I overjumped at 50.
do anything dumb. Wait, there's a kerning button!
40 is not fast enough. I'm going to try 45.
The kerning button doesn't do anything. Yes, it does. There's a kerning button. The kerning button will solve my problems.
Oh, that was really close.
No, it won't.
I think you need to hit it at like 49 miles an hour.
I have bad news. The kerning button doesn't solve my problems. I'm sad.
You just gotta gun it off the face. Like 50 miles an hour, then hit it as hard as you can when you're about to come off the lip.
If I italic it... No. I was just curious. What if I bold it? Is there even a difference? Barely. Okay, so... Yeah, I'm not doing that. I think I'm just gonna stick with the original, because otherwise it just looks cursed.
The suspension does not like that.
Like, it doesn't look center, but, like, that's just the dumb font.
Still 80 horsepower Baja Bug's kind of fun.
I think this needs to be moved out though.
The Corvette doesn't exist.
There's no Corvette. There's only disappointment. Yeah, that's what it needed. Okay. Save. Export.
So if you hit it straight on it, it's 46. You basically clip the face.
Ugh, I'm gonna have to do this again. I'm dead. Corvette has clogged out of the universe and out of existence. Real! No more Corvettes.
Oh, I smacked my drive shaft on the jump face.
Is that what they're calling it now? Fuck you guys, that was funny.
Have you seen some of those like cockpit view rally course drives, Sid?
Yeah.
Those go the balls on those guys.
Yeah, I don't know how they fit in their fucking car.
I moved the text down just a little bit, and it doesn't blend near as much with the FDL now. I solved my own problem. What does it look like with a colored background? Good question. Let's go find a colored background.
I mean, mine's red, so.
I mean, it looks good on my Discord client. And granted, I'm also, like, doing sketchy ball things to create things, but...
You know my red Discord theme, it looks really good through that.
Yeah. So, like, the default Windows background, it looks good on that, at least.
That does look really good.
So I did a little bit. I have a section here that's just a transparency mask. And what this section does is it will change depending on the background. So, for example, if I create a new background and we put... I mean, you can see it here with the grid, but if it's black... If I
You should be glad I don't know a co-pilot.
Like, it'll kind of look like a deep shadow on black.
Sid,
if it's yellow for some reason, it
my
turns
passenger's dead.
Green. Like, it
I
inherits...
don't know how I managed that.
It inherits the transparency, basically. Which is kind of what the rings do in the game. I don't know if they're supposed to do this in real life, but... I think the shadow cast, making it so that way it just has a transparency layer for the shadow, it kind of gives it that extra thing going on. Dark indigo purple. Let's go plum. So this is plum. And if we go with like a super dark indigo, which I think is what I was painting on, it'll look like that. cut the vibrancy in half. Yeah. I mean, this is a Discord logo, so this background doesn't even exist. Like, by all accounts, everybody uses, like, this as the default Discord black. So this is what it's gonna look like. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about the font. I hate that the kerning on this font is so goobery. But, I mean, I'll just post a project file and Lawson can do with it as he pleases, I guess.
You're technically on the team now.
Oh, you're gonna make me post the logo? And just quietly make it happen? See, I like the style of the font, I don't like the kerning. Like, the kerning is so stupid. Whoever designed this eye needs to have their eyeballs plucked out of their skull. So, I guess I'll go post it. Actually, you know what I could do? I could at the currently alive admins and go, hey, we'll see if they respond. I doubt they will. I think Benzo also went to sleep too.
Sounds like a skill issue.
I know, right? I can't believe Benzo would go to sleep. Horrible. What a goober, going to sleep. In the meantime, what I could do, I could do one of two things. I could either figure out how to get those BeamNG mods in, just try to do BeamNG, but that's also assuming that my keybinds are gonna work. Just do a little bit of BeamNG until it's time to
Just plug in the
off.
controller.
Well, excuse...
Assuming you put the mods in that
Speedy
folder,
princess.
it should just be able to log right in.
Well, yeah, but what if I want my keybinds different? And I also don't know how long you're streaming for, so...
Another 45 minutes.
See, I could go on break, because I just kind of did knock this out like 3 hours straight. And give the other guys time to respond. If they don't respond, I might just futz around with BeamNG maybe, but Cal, exclamation point, unlurk. I don't think lurk is set up. Because I think I had the option to in the stream element spot and I just never did. Like, server-wise, I'm just gonna fetch it. Like, fetch my entire client. Just shove it over. Like, server-wise, it does look fine. Oh my gosh, unhide please. Thank you. Like, it does actually stand out as an icon. And like, if I preview different fonts, let me go grab... Or, not fonts, different themes. Where the hell are different themes? Is it under display? It's appearances, that's where it is. So if I grab the different themes and just kind of rotate through them, it stands out on all of them. Except for this one. This one it doesn't really stand out on, but that's just the nature of dark colors. The P in the logo should be at the center of the FDL nose. Yeah, I feel that. Logo looks off-center, might be technically, but Greek knowledge of human perception goes Bert. Yeah. The same thing happened to the IPA logo. I had to shove, the stupid text way over so it would look center. And the problem I have with this dumb font is that it's just... it has weird kerning with the I. Because I tried putting a space between the I and the P, and then the kerning on the P and the A got screwed up. So I think what I might do is just completely change the font entirely at that point, but... the logo itself does stand out. For just watching up in this corner. Cycles through all the Discord themes just fine except for Aurora, and I don't think anybody uses that. It does look good with the red one. Yeah, so let's blind everybody with the light themes. Nobody uses those. Which one was I on? Was it retro? Neon?
Light theme is the worst.
Yeah, light is the worst. Did you know Stealth used the light theme? So every time the dude would take a screenshot, like, he would just get nothing but flamed.
Oh.
I can't remember which theme I was running. Just gonna assume it's either retro or neon. Just gonna go back to neon, I guess. Pin like 2 or 3 spaces to right might fix it. Let me try that. So this is my problem with the goober kerning. Actually, I wonder if this would fix it. Not quite. Actually, that almost looks close. So what if I just go and eyeball a little bit of spacing and just say, yeah, it's totally center, guys. It's not. Alright, go back where you belong, you goober.
Sid, I put some funny ramps up here if you want to jump them.
Yeah.
See, now zooming out on it, you can really tell it's off center. Give me traumatic flashbacks to my work trying to make artwork. Yeah. Yeah, this is where I hate art. And it's this part right here, trying to make fonts work. But I think this is probably the closest I'll get, unless I literally do something really dumb and just manually draw these letters in and define the spacing myself. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm just gonna go with the weird singular space next the singular space in front of the I, and then just have the P and the A be smacked together. It does make the kerning look less goobery.
Is there a quick travel point?
Okay. Go back over here to this poor guy. Close the file entirely. Open up. Logo, resize it again.
This is another 50-mile-an-hour jump.
50-mile-an-hour jump.
Sid, we should really try to hit each other in midair. we both take a jump from the opposite side and see if we can hit each other in the air.
Then we'll just give it a re-export. I've said my place. May brave me with you. Alright, Cal, well, enjoy your lurk again. I think I'm probably just gonna set up the exclamation lurk then.
Alright. You ready?
So it's gonna be a little weird because we have to jump towards each other's ramps.
Alright. Ready?
Yes.
Alright, let's go. Amazing.
I was a little early.
Our ramps got changed. My ramp got moved.
That should
I think
work better.
I think I'm just gonna stick to that. The stupid space in the I and the PA just merge together. Because I think that's the only way it's gonna work out for that font.
Sid, go up and put your tires on your ramp.
Yep. Are you viewing the full-size image in the voice text rumble?
Oh, it just burst my tires.
So does the ramp need reset or something?
So it should be in the live voice text channel.
My ramp's broken.
Okay, yeah.
Do you need to reset your ramp?
Bonk.
Go onto your screen and reset the ramp.
How do I do that?
Tab key.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. I'm really happy with how this logo came out. Alright. Well, I'm gonna assume that everybody else is gonna agree with that logo, unless Mastodon and Rambo comment on it. But I don't know when they're gonna comment, because looks like Rambo's busy with Rust and Mastodon is Mastodoning. I'll probably end up changing the server logo back after we make a decision, but I don't know, I'm kinda hungry. I'm kinda really hungry.
Completely clipped into the bridge.
I think I'm just gonna call it a stream, actually. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Alright, so let's go find ourselves someone to pick up then. Gotta end my editor real quick or else they'll get angry at me. I already know at least one person who's not streaming on Twitch. Oh wait, I know who we can raid into. That'd be such an easy thing to do, because, well, Lawson's gonna be only gone for another 30 minutes too. Actually, I think I'm just gonna raid in Alpha Komodo, because he's got a few people he's playing Tarkov. Because if everybody wants to watch Lawson, you guys could just bounce over and you probably all have the tab on lead anyway, but... Why is it telling me to sign up for Twitch from Streamlabs? Are you goofy? You goofy little thing. Gonna really make me do it from the browser. cool. Excuse me? Put the cat on the mic? Is that what you're saying to me? Put the cat on the mic? Goodbye. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and raid into Alpha Komodo, TTV. He hasn't really been playing Elite lately. He's been playing more of Tarkov, but when you land, if you like his content, give him a follow. And make sure you refresh the page or else it's gonna not really count your views. Ta-ta for now. You know what, this is awkward. It's actually gonna make me log in on Streamlabs. Give me just a second. This is so silly. I can't even complete the raid. Like, I don't know what it's doing. Oh, this is so weird. So it asks me to log out. I guess we'll just wait for it to time out. Because it says I'm logged on Slabs. I don't care. It's about to time out. Bye-bye.